You know what's funny? So I like this blank wall, except when you look at it on the camera, it looks, oh, that looks barren.
I know, it looks kind of weird. Well, so what are you going to do with that space? I don't mind.
I'm not nothing right now.
Yeah.
I can wait until I just figure out. What I really want to do is get rid of that plug, that thing, that plug, and that plug. Make them disappear.
That one I would not recommend getting rid of your outlets.
Yeah, I want them all gone. What I want is
oh shit! I'm supposed to be.
Are we live?
Apparently, after what we were just saying with them. All right, hold on. What's going on here? Why is this here? Chuck, can you hear me? I cannot hear you, so it's irrelevant. Okay.
Okay.
Is this what people see?
Yeah.
No.
That?
Yeah, what is that doing there?
Hey, what's that big thing in front of Kent's face?
Chuck?
Wait.
So I'm looking. So we got the Twitch stream open. Now let's get rid of that.
This is like lagging a lot.
I've got like over my face it says live now, Troll Lord Game. Let me refresh. Maybe it's that needs to go away. That was disturbing me. Nope, it came back. It says maybe I need, because we're not logged in, so I need to hit watch now. Sure. There we go. That's better.
Do we look good?
Davis is almost slipping out of frame. Yeah, Davis, you keep. Yeah, we're not doing that.
that's not happening there, Chuck. Sorry about that.
Okay, so we're gonna have to do. We're trying to make just. Okay.
That's right, baby. Shit.
How's that?
Yeah, that's great right there. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Let's see. You're live. You're live, Ron Burgundy. So this is where everybody.
Ron Burgundy.
Just start talking. We'll keep talking. It's choppy and laggy here. Tim is always choppy and laggy and hardy. That poor. I think he's even further in the wilderness than you are.
Wow.
Which is saying a lot.
Hard to imagine.
All right, Commander Pete, is the sound and video coming through pretty good? I assume it is. Chuck, you still with us? Okay.
Well, who was that?
That's Chuck.
Hey, that's a good voice, man.
Dude, you can.
Right.
I will design your games for you.
You could design our game for us. Yeah, that's all right. So we're doing something different. This is the first time Chuck is hosting the GM's Tricks of the Trade from his computer. So I have no control over not changing the panels and failing to do all of that.
And links, we can't do any links. And
yeah, we could post something there, but
no, I'm trying to save you all the work.
Oh yeah, well, I was about to say we mess it up. So this is the panel. That's our first trick of the trade. But we usually wait.
Wait, is this Tricks of the Trade?
Yes, I was about to say we usually wait till about 10 after, so everybody's in.
Oh, okay.
But it's already 10 after.
We're late.
I've got my handy dandy phone here.
He's got up scratched into the side of my head. I just got to lift my hat, pretend I'm itching my head, so he can look. So it all looks natural.
Then we're golden. So yeah, we'll give it a couple minutes before we dive in. I think we managed to always burn up a quarter of the stream with jibber jabber. So how is the video holding good, Chuck? Is it good deal? So part of what we're doing here, I'm up in the mountains on Davis's farm, and it's pretty removed. So he's always been a little bit reluctant to get in the streams and all of that just because it gets choppy and chopped off. So we are experimenting. We redid the internet this morning, put a new wireless in, blah, blah, blah. And so we are experimenting to see if we can get Davis up on the streams.
Anyone want to see a chicken?
Yeah,
I don't know where they are.
one of the dinosaur trolls. Those chickens are all over the place. Grape Ape, Texas. How did the game go? On Tuesday, I was traveling in Iowa, and there was like no Wi-Fi. It got moved to next Tuesday. It did not go well. I mean, everyone was ready. We had a lot of people wanting to watch and all that, but what was the problem? We couldn't. Oh, Chuck's computer kept rebooting and trying to update. It was.
Microsoft kept rebooting his
That's
computer.
Right. So we waited and we waited, and after about an hour, we kind of gave up. But there you go.
All right, so wait. So I'm not clear on this whole running stuff on the internet thing. What program are you using?
Okay, so this is what I do, and I think Chuck uses it. He might use it different, but I have a program called OBS, not to be confused with
the other OBS.
Yeah, the other OBS. And that OBS, I'll log on, and Chuck and Tim have set everything up for me.
What's OBS stand for?
Well, the one that we do sales through is One Bookshelf, but I don't know what.
The other OBS.
Yeah, hey, wouldn't Sidewinder Grape? What does OBS stand for, Chuck? I don't know. But so anyway, and he's probably using some variant of OBS now, and then I just log on, blah 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 blah, and I always open up the stream here so I can see comments.
Okay, so wait.
One broadcast software.
Okay, one broadcast software. Okay, so let me ask you: when you open it up, I don't know how any of this works. Partially because I'm daft, partially because I pretend to be daft and don't want to do extra work.
We're going with a ladder on that one.
Yeah. So when it opens up to the game space, like, do you see videos of everyone?
Yeah. Well, so what Chuck had planned, and because he had it all on his one computer, but and the update didn't work. This is a panel. So let me minimize this crap. So this is a panel right here. Okay. And Chuck makes this, and like where we're here, it'll have me here, and then gamer.
Okay. So everyone's live, basically.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. It's part of the thing that we're setting. When I'm running games, everybody has to have a camera so we can stream it on Twitch and all that.
Is there any lag? Is that a problem?
I don't think so, unless someone's got really bad. Like Tim's got. See, I talk to Tim quite a bit video-wise. He lags much worse than when I talk to you video-wise. And you're both on DSL, so I don't know why his is... Well, he's 7 miles out from the hub, so it's like 7 miles of DSL or whatever. It's crazy. Tim's way out. He's way out in the boondocks. He was hoping to be back in Maine by this point, but didn't work out, did it, Tim? He probably can't hear me. He's probably already been knocked off.
Yeah, he was asleep.
Right.
It's like,
he got bored with his
it's
sleep.
my sleepy time.
So right now we're doing it different, as opposed to me running the panels and doing all the crap. Chuck's doing it. So I'm just, we're just jibber jabber at this point, which is how we want to do it anyway, so that Chuck can. See, I'm always like, this panel will change.
Yeah.
To the second, whatever trick of the trade, and I'm always forgetting to change it.
Oh,
I'm jabbering or whatever the heck.
Yeah.
How's it going, Snafu? Where in Maine is Tim? Tim, where you're in Portland, right? I think Tim lives somewhere in Portland. It's a great town. Tim's a great guy, but I was going to say Maine is a great state. But we'll go with Tim's a great guy too.
Tim's okay, but Maine is awesome.
We used to go visit him all the time, really, to see Maine, not so much to see Tim.
He was an excuse. Yes.
Good times.
Yeah, there's a reason Tim is out in Hardy. Can't find him a house out in Hardy.
Me and Kenneth used to pilgrimage to Maine every year for about, 7 or 8 years running. A lot of fun. Oh, he's up in Bangor, Maine. Yeah. I don't know if we ever. Now I know Tim has. I don't know if I ever made it up to Bangor. Maybe.
Hey, is that where the Bushes live?
No.
Is it
like
Benny Gap Bamboard? Kimpy Camp Court or something. Okay, right.
What did you say, Benny Bunkport?
Kenny Bunkport.
Kenny Rogers.
Like Kenny from.
Man, I heard some Kenny Rogers coming up here. He just died.
Who's the Kenny kid from South Park?
Oh.
Kenny's dead.
Kenny.
Yeah, they killed Kenny. They killed Kenny.
All right, so all of that aside, we're going to dive into GM's tricks of the trade. I think we've burned up enough time, so we can dive into it. So what we've done because I'm on the road and up here trying to work with Davis on some projects, I didn't have time to do a new GM's trick of the trade. So we're doing one from the archives. We're doing the third one. So this dates back to 2018 or something, whatever. I have no idea. And in those days, of course, I didn't do thematic GMTTs. I just did whatever was on my mind. So we got 5 kind of random tricks of the trade that we're going to hit up here. So we'll begin that in just a second. Let's see. Vic Danger, I just received the Mythos book today. Looks like a lot of good gaming material in there thanks to the quick shipping. Yeah, dude, that is so packed with stuff. I love those Mythos series. Absolutely love them. That Egyptian one is just through the roof. Just ordered CNC. I've heard good things about it, so I have a great expectations. Good deal, Snafu. I think you'll enjoy it. Hopefully you do. It's really, really easy.
If not, you can send the books back and we'll send this to you as a
Paint stick.
It's a paint stick, aka back scratcher.
Yeah, there you go. Davis is repainting. He ran out of paint.
Yeah.
But there you go. Has Davis gone to get a chicken? They want to see a chicken. Go get a chicken.
All right.
I'll dive into the first trick. All right, while you find a dinosaur.
Yes. This is Dinosaur Hunting 101.
Yes, there
That's
you go.
the trick of the trade.
How's it going, Ethelston? Kenny Bunkport. Yeah. So I got to tell you, these chickens are crazy. There was 12. There's now 5, and the 5 that are left are pretty stout chickens. They're pretty aggressive, and I've never seen Davis so defensive over another living creature than these last 5 chickens. We were moving a desk yesterday, a big ass desk. In fact, the one that we're sitting on now, and I had it kind of balanced up, and he heard something. I didn't know he heard something, but he said, "Wait!" and he took off running, and I thought he was going to get the dolly or something to make it easier, but he thought a dog was after the chicken, so he went to save his chickens. And these little bastards they've already jumped on me once looking for food. He'll sit on the porch and he takes a bite out of an apple and he feeds the chicken. Then he takes a bite out of the apple and he feeds the chicken. And it's just funnier than crap. They're pretty good little dinosaurs. But he'll be back. So presumably he'll be back in a minute. I'll have a good paint stick. Well, that's good, Snafu. Hopefully you enjoy the game. I dealt with GMing tips on spell research in 1E AD&D, of course, on the 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐬 for this one. Oh, very cool. Yeah. And that's one of the things I talk about occasionally, and I do as a GM all the time. I forget to use magic far, far too much. The Colonel would be proud. Yes, Portland. So Tim's lag is putting him about 10 minutes behind the conversation. They have that weird gyroscope head thing too, don't they? Yeah, those chickens are crazy. Yeah, they're turning all over the place. They will follow you into the house. They get on everything. I was sitting in the yard trying to pick up something this morning, and a chicken came up behind me and started pecking me in the back. It was just funny. They're pretty cool. I got to say, I see why he likes them so. Because they know what happened to the other 7 chickens and don't want to share. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we're not sure what's killing them. We know there's a fox up here, so it's probably that. This summer, there's snakes everywhere, so there's probably a few snakes involved in this chicken apocalypse as well. But I guess maybe these are the survival of the fittest. These are the fastest and the smartest, or they figured out to hang out where Davis is. I see Little East of Bangor. Yep. Low magic is the way to go for an authentic Conan film. That's definitely true. If you want, and that's Davis's world is always low magic. But let's dive in. Wait, I think so we're going to dive into the GM straight to the trade after we introduce the chicken. 1 of 5. So now Davis says
that's
there's
6.
Yeah, Davis says there's 6. I've only counted 5 today. I'm afraid another one. I think he's going to crap right on your keyboard.
Oh, shoot. He's sort of upset.
He's scared. He doesn't know what's going on. Oh, there you go. No, fella. Scratching your back.
She was guarding her eggs, so she's sort of mad at me. Look, here you are.
There you go.
Look, she's just going to sit here and lay an egg.
She's going to lay an egg. That would be awesome. It looks like she's laying an egg. Well, there you go. All right, so the chicken's just camping out. GMT with Steve Davis and a chicken. See, you did. It just doesn't get more trollery. Nobody can see you. Stand up.
She's literally just laying down, taking a nap.
She just makes you go to sleep. Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you go. Now she's mad.
She's like, what's going on? Oh, what do you got?
See, everyone needs a pet chicken. Every character needs who had a pet chicken?
One of your players had a pet chicken. It was that dude, the short, stocky dude when we lived in Germany. Remember he had a chicken that carried
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he got mad at me.
I can't remember that guy's name.
Because remember the game? Okay, he was a varsity football player.
Yes.
And he was very proud.
It's stretching now.
Yeah, they stretch. It's sort of funny.
Oh, little dinosaur.
In a world of RPG,
Yes.
there's GMPT.
What was his name? Oh,
Chuck's reminding us to get back.
Oh, right.
Tricks of the trade. All right. Good stuff.
Don't make fun of your players at the table. There's one trick of the
There
trade.
you go.
I made fun of mine.
Get this dinosaur out of here. let her go back to her eggs. All right. There you go. So the first trick of the trade we talked about, today's first trick of the trade is using descriptions to capture your players. And basically what we're looking at, anytime you start a scene or you're trying to, paint a picture or whatever, use descriptions, as we all do, but use specific things in your descriptions. And I think I cite in the trick of the trade smells, like the smell of fresh baked bread. If you're talking about, like a tavern smell, as you're describing the tavern as they enter in, just do anything that'll trigger your player into actually, not so much noticing it. Did we lose it? Chuck, are we there? I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, you're live.
Okay, good. We just everything went bad. But just something to trigger your players' memories that they've experienced, or at least that they can kind of hang on to. Whether it's the smell. I don't know. What do you smell in here, Doug?
Bread would be one thing for like taverns. Ale, you can smell ale pretty strongly when you enter a room that's musty, like dungeons. But go to a thesaurus and pull out good words.
Yeah.
To strong emotive words and not sort of the common ones. And you can just put them down on like a scratch sheet of paper. Actually, you'll probably remember them really, really quick once you write them down. But just have like a little 3x5 card with a few emotive adjectives for, aromas.
And if you pinpoint it, like a flower smell.
Right.
Like when you walk into, like if there's a pond and you break the surface tension of a pond, there's always that kind of muck smell that comes out. Anything, and like David said, use any kind of word that captures their attention. Anything to kind of draw them into the scene that you're painting. And you don't want to, belabor it, because then they spend 5 minutes describing the smell of a daffodil. No one's going to care.
Yeah, and you get used to smells after a while too. So.
And the thing is, if you belabor it too long, then they're going to try to start actually making a connection with the smell. And if someone doesn't know what a daffodil smells like, or even fresh baked bread, then they're going to start thinking about it too much. And you don't want them to think. You just want them to have kind of an emotive response to the description that you've laid out to capture them in. The storyteller's thesaurus, yes, Rhino would be a perfect resource for that.
Yeah.
The way Jim set that up is just absolutely, because it allows you to do the cross-referencing.
Yeah, and before your game, just go through and snag out a few good adjectives, for whatever you want to describe. Man, that's a good way of like building your vocabulary too.
Oh yeah,
and you can impress friends and family
with big words.
That's right. You may even get a promotion by playing CNC. My goodness, you will be a CEO. I swear, this is CEO training ground right here. Yeah, we are building your careers. Believe me. Every one of you will be billionaires.
Yeah, every one of us.
Yeah.
All right, Chuck, let's move on to GM's tricks of the trade number 2.
That was a trick of the trade. Oh, it was. That was one.
That was one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Chuck, it's on you to move the panel forward.
Move it forward.
Chuck.
Like one space.
I love your voice there, dude. Oh, we're lagging. He's probably already moved the panel forward.
Okay.
We're just idiots.
Let's do it ourselves.
There you go. Yeah, well, normally I forget to do it. So it's on me.
The next trick of the trade, go to the bathroom before the game begins.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it is. Storyteller's Thesaurus and the Storyteller's Dictionary, both fantastic resources. We put them both out, and Jim Ward is actually, now he's not working on it, but he's got a third one that he wants to do.
Really?
He's looking for a co-author. Maybe you want to do this with him, because maybe something we want to talk about. But this was going to be a mythological, it's history and mythology, I think, where, so like you would have all the words for the Roman armor, all the words for the Roman legion, and then all of these things that kind of tie. Yeah, it's very. I think it would be great for writers, great for game designers, and great.
You'd
for
actually
GMs.
need a library for that.
It's going to be a huge one. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to do it by himself because it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Because the internet is not a source of knowledge.
Not so much. It's got bits and pieces of knowledge.
Bits and pieces, but
yeah, it's not good. All right, so on to. So trick of the trade number 2, when I put this out, was simple adventures work. So now this is something I know Davis does all the time in his games. Certainly you can do great campaigns, and you should have these overarching adventures and all kinds of stuff that is that Dyson or is that you?
Where?
I'm not sure. Troller, is that? Okay, Dyson. Yeah, see, now that Davis used to do maps like that. If you look at G-Bag, Davis used to do.
Oh, yeah, maps. Dyson's maps, yeah.
Okay.
Those are cool.
Oh, yeah, they're badass. So anyway, so don't, it don't ever shy away from doing a very simple adventure, something that runs for 2 or 3 hours. It's like this map here. It has 4 little rooms, just something to, get everyone into the game, get the game rolling, and just have some fun with it. Everything doesn't have to be part of
It
something.
doesn't have to be a big picture.
No.
Small, simple adventures, and you can take them up and actually. So this is how I do it. I have a small, simple adventure, and usually it was like, how did the 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐬 start? They're in a tower, whatever. Princess gets kidnapped. That's it.
That was it.
That was it. That's the beginning of the adventure.
That's 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐬.
That's 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐬. Yeah, that's 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐬. Yeah. So that's the beginning of an adventure that lasted 2 years, I think.
A long time, because I lost 3 characters.
Yeah, it was a really, really long adventure, but that's how it began one night, because I hadn't planned anything for that one. I planned it after that first encounter.
Yeah, we were in a caravan escorting Ivana.
Yeah,
Right.
the caravan was escorting Ivana. You guys were in the caravan heading to another city.
Oh, that's right.
And she got kidnapped while y'all camped.
I thought we went to the Tower of the Dog, and then
That's where, yeah.
and then she got kidnapped. That's
While
right.
we're at the Tower of the Dog.
That's right. The tower was an outpost.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
But what I did for that one, so I didn't have that adventure planned. There was no there was a little bit of pre-planning, but I had all the characters in place around that adventure and all the characters with their motivations. So the characters could go any direction that they wanted. There were dozens of directions that the characters could go or the players could go. But I didn't have anything, and all I wanted was a simple hook to pull them in one direction and let them choose from there. And then I let it flow from there and just build characters. And primarily, the players, you create the adventure.
Oh yeah, because you just kind of follow the player's lead.
You follow the player's lead. You just don't really you don't have to do anything.
No, that's a lot
behind the
of
screen.
GMing. I mean, GMing's got its own thing, but part of it is, and I talk about this a lot. If you engage your you engage your players enough and get them into the game, they will actually help you propel the game forward.
They will move the game
and
forward.
I don't want to put it this way, but kind of do your work for you as they're kind of dragging you with them in the direction they go.
Right. Well, it sort of gets to that railroading problem. So I know when I first started to play, I know where it broke too. Because when we first started to play, you had the dungeons. Well, no, not with the 74 book. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. There was a point in my past and where I would plan the adventure, like the characters have to do this, they have to discover this, they have to do this, but
I
from
remember that.
A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and whenever they would break, it would get all screwed up.
Well, and then
And
all your hard work's gone.
all your hard work is
Right.
gone. So, and he was the primary reason all those games collapsed in on themselves. So, because I would set up this long adventure, and he'd be like, yeah, I'm going over here.
Yep, and then kill something and
Yeah,
steal its gold.
Right, yeah, and then so a whole flurry. And then I was like, forget it, and creating characters.
Right.
With motivations.
And then you can move
and
them.
monsters. And then I can move them around, and I would let everyone else carry the adventure.
Yeah, and another good example of some of Davis's work that he did that's short adventure. So if you look at an Assault on Blacktooth Ridge, which is A1. So A1 is one of our larger adventures. It's about 48 pages, I think, and it's got a lot of stuff going on in there. There's a river that you have to cross, one of my favorite things to do for players, and then there's the town of Botkenberg, right? And then there's Blacktooth Ridge. And if you go to Blacktooth Ridge, which is obviously where you're supposed to go, you go to Blacktooth Ridge, there's like 3 or 4 little bitty dungeons.
Yeah.
Those dungeons have nothing to do with any thematic thing, with the finding the Horn of Opening. They're just little bitty set piece adventures that when you go in, you get, one's a troll, I think, and there's like a goblin. It's been so long since I looked
There's
at
like those things that suck blood.
the Sturges, right? That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So, and they're just little bitty adventures that'll run. I went through all of them. Davis ran me through all of them, and they're like 2 or 3 hours long. That's all they are. So they're short little adventures, and even like Mortality of Grain, it's a short adventure. But I do them all the time. I always do campaign arcs. I always have this big thing that's going on. Once they get about 2nd or 3rd level, I start building it into there. But I sprinkle these short adventures throughout everything I do just to keep, I don't know, it just allows you to, everything doesn't have a purpose. Sometimes you just have a flat tire, and it's just a flat tire. That's all it is. And sometimes a chicken comes into your GMTTs, and sometimes it doesn't.
See, there's a funny thing about Kent's game. So we know going in that there's no big, huge theme going in, but eventually one will develop into the game. But there's all these random,
Lots of just stuff.
just distracting encounters that don't have anything at all to do with the big theme.
Okay.
However, we never know.
Right. No, that's the key.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. It's a great fucking
Yes.
point.
So
Boy,
we
I
get
can't say much.
lost in like this minutia of something, and I
Right.
know I can not always, but sometimes I can tell because I can see my brother's brow ridge like wrinkling.
That's funny though. It's funny you should mention that. We talked horror games these last two things, and one of the things I think I talked about on the stream, Mac Golden specifically can pick up on my cues a lot. So
Right,
can
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Harris. So it's rare that I can catch Mac really off guard.
Mhm.
But in that horror game I ran, because there was so many things different and so much going on, a lot of it had nothing to do with anything. It was just weird stuff
Oh.
that it started throwing Mac to the point that it became frustrating. But that's true, and that's another great point. If you're doing,
Oh, I can see Matt getting frustrated.
yeah, he was getting a little bit irritated when you've got the whole campaign arcs and you do these small adventures. Make some of them have part of it. It's part of the thing,
Yeah.
or weave them in later, however you want to do it. Let's see, Mark CMG. The internet has. This is to your comment about there's no knowledge on the internet. The internet has the same percentage of use knowledge relative to overall stuff as the world at large. The wheat to chaff ration is the same. The internet is but a tool. You know
Well,
how
that's
to
true.
use it.
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
it. It
Yeah,
can
yeah,
be
yeah.
dangerous. That's a great way of putting it, Mark.
Wheat
That's
to
perfect. I've been a Patreon supporter of Dyson Logos for a little over 7. Yeah, Dyson's great.
Yeah, Dyson's things are
Oh,
great.
it's
Yeah, if
beautiful.
anyone doesn't know, I don't have a link. I think just Google Dyson logos. I mean, his stuff is really, really awesome.
Mark-
And he could always use the help too.
I yell that behind reporters of local newscasters now. Players go from A to J, then D. Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
yeah.
Send them all over the place. Not Steve. Yeah, there you go. Golden Rules, Commander P. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, that's the third trick of the trade. Let's move her on, Chuck. Great stuff. I really do love small adventures. And with that in mind, I can't do, when I've talked about this on the stream 1,000 times, I can't do big dungeons that have like 50 and 60 rooms. I just can't.
Oh, you mean
Run 'em,
Run
run 'em.
'em? No, I don't really particularly.
I just get bored. And
Yeah,
I
enjoy
think
running
because
around.
I can't do it, I can't have fun doing it. The players, I'm not
Right, yeah,
conveying
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever been. You don't ever run big adventures, big dungeons.
I haven't
Chris
run a
doesn't,
big
man.
dungeon and
I can't remember.
a
last
big
time.
dungeon I haven't run in years and years and years.
It's actually one of the things we're working on here is that. The
But that's sort of
dungeons-
almost a different type of play too.
It is, and that's the thing about, and this is what, and you and I've talked about this, and Peter Bradley and I've been working on this, the Dungeons of Mousetrap, which is it's 21 levels of dungeons, it's all dungeons, but what I'm trying to do is make it a world. So it's really a setting, and the setting itself takes the form of a dungeon. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah. No, and that's the way those big dungeons should be. Because I mean, if you think about it, okay. So I guess it's a different approach to how you play the game, and whatever you enjoy. Because I know
Right.
what was his
I
name?
know where you're going, the ecology of it.
Yeah, the ecology of it. But I had a friend in high school who really enjoyed the dungeons, and I ran them all for him and his group a lot. But they just loved the dungeon crawl, and they didn't. It didn't
Oh,
need
that's
to make.
interesting.
Yeah, it
That's
didn't need
interesting.
to make sense. It didn't. It just needed to be fun and challenging each room, so it didn't matter.
So I've told this story before. When we started, Davis started playing about a year or 2 years before I did, like 75 or something, 76.
Yeah.
And I started about 76, 77. I can't. It's been too long. But somewhere in the late 70s, Davis was running an adventure, and I remember I was using Kane. I remember that because he
Yeah.
had the Vorpal sword.
Oh my God.
And I remember when I rolled my natural 20, and I was fighting a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And Davis is a big dinosaur guy, anthropologist by trade. Blah blah blah. I rolled an natural 20 and cut the Tyrannosaurus Rex's head off. And I remember, I can see Dave. We were very young, we're like 15. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember
14 or 15.
I remember looking at Davis just staring at his paper for like, I don't know, a minute and a half. And everything changed. After that, ecology and realism started going into the game.
Killed my dinosaur,
Yeah.
and I was like,
With
no,
one-
that's not
you
gonna.
realize
Wasn't
that
one sword.
The
Yeah.
blade's not even long enough. It
Yeah.
was
It
kinda
couldn't even
funny.
decapitate it.
Right, it
It's
was
not even
funny.
possible.
That was the moment that our game changed.
That
That's
no.
right.
What was another? I can't remember right now. That's funny. You had me thinking.
Well, my village you made after he killed 17 of my fighters
in
one night. You said
Yeah.
I couldn't make any more fighters because I killed all the village
Yeah.
warriors.
All the village warriors are dead
They're all
now.
dead. Stupid spiders.
There's none more going out.
All right. On to trick of the trade number 3. Okay, so this is one of the things that we kind of alluded to. Phantom says, oh, the Vorpal blades. We kind of alluded to earlier.
Oh, and I have never given out a Vorpal blade since. So I've been gaming for what, 10, 20, 38 years.
Long,
And
yeah, long
I've given
time.
out one Vorpal blade. That was the Kane, and that's it. They have never touched my game again.
Oh, yeah. No, and Kane still has it. It's called Omdurman. That's the blade's
Yeah.
name. I love that sword. It's the only magic item I've never understood. Jumping the shark. What does that mean? That's a reference to
You're too early onto something. Like you
Yeah, it's
You jumped the shark.
what's the Happy Day? Happy Days did an episode where Fonzie jumps a shark on while he's skiing, and that's
Oh,
where
that's where it came
Happy
from?
Days.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know. I
yeah.
didn't know
Happy
that's
Days,
where it
that's
came
where
from.
I read that a couple months ago. They have to get them from the
Oh, I
Githyanki,
didn't know
and they
that.
want it back. Yeah, there you go, Mark. Excellent.
The Githyanki.
Yeah, Happy Days. Man, I used to love Happy Days. It was a good show.
Boy, anyway, never mind.
All right, so on to number 3. So we alluded to this earlier about when you said that players can frequently pull your game forward, and it's one of the reasons you always want to keep them involved. So the trick of the trade here is to not let anyone get lost at the table. Don't lose any players because of what you're doing descriptions that are too long or boring or your combat's not exciting or whatever. If you see someone sitting at the table not doing anything, you want to engage them. And the best and easiest way to engage them is to get them to roll dice, because everybody loves to roll dice.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So have them make a skill check. Just figure out if they're playing a rogue. Just have them make anything. Hear a noise check is the easiest. I use it all the time, just to make them stop whatever they're, whatever mental meandering that they're beginning to follow down. Roll the dice, and then they're going to at least be back at the table. It's one of the simplest things that the GMs can do, and the most effective. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of psychological thing about.
Well, it drags you back in, and there's a sense of danger. There's something going to happen. Usually when you roll the dice, it's something going to happen.
But we talked about this last night. There's something, I think we're hardwired to gamble, I think.
Yeah, no, I think
as
so
a species.
too. Yeah.
I don't know. People love the chance. They love, and when that dice hits the table.
Oh, yeah, no, I think,
there's something.
I think there's a...
Water skiing in a leather jacket, yeah. That's the Fonz. 6 Emperor Tyrannosaurs. In Arnold's parking lot, or was it AI? Was it in the parking lot? I thought he was skiing. I cannot. It's been way too long. It's been way too long. Happy Days was a good show, and they did a spin-off when Joni loves Chachi. Right, that's Chachi and Joni. Joni's his sister. Not Ron Howard. Richard, no. Who's Fonzie's best friend? Cunningham. Richard Cunningham.
Richard Cunningham.
Yeah. So his sister's Joni.
Oh, I forgot all
I think it's
that.
when Joni left. They did like 2 seasons or something like that.
Wait, who's Chachi?
So Chachi is the Fonz's cousin. Joni loves Chachi, yeah. However it's spelled, yeah. That's his cousin, I think. Isn't Chachi Fonzie's cousin? Because he was cool too. He was kind of whatever.
Yeah.
When these sitcoms try to bring a baby in or something.
Oh, okay.
Anything to get ratings back up or whatever. Scott Baio. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So.
Oh, Scott Baio was in it. Oh,
Yeah. He's
okay.
Chachi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That sitcom ran forever in a day.
I watched it. Not a whole lot, but I've watched it.
That's good. It's what we watched. Probably reruns for us though, surely.
I like. Yeah. Well, no. I think we were.
Because Gilligan's Island's like the '60s.
Yeah, we run reruns of Gilligan's Island. I Love Jeannie.
No. Happy Days is in 1970s. Happy Days was
it was
debuted
live
in the 70s, right, guys? Welcome to Happy Days Rewind. Yeah. Wait, how do we get on Happy Days?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, this is merged. Didn't he say jumping the shark?
Yeah. All right, off of Happy Days.
Scott Baio was Charles in Charge? Holy crap, I didn't know that. I thought, who am I thinking of? I don't know. 8 is Enough. That was another one of those crazy TV shows.
Yeah, I never saw it.
With the hair.
Partridge. Oh yeah, no, that was like the Partridge Family like thing. Partridge Family was the one that I watched.
With the bus. They had the hippie bus or whatever.
Yeah. No, but the one that I really liked was God, what is her name? Mary. She was the reporter for
Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Yeah, the Mary Tyler Moore Show was my favorite show, I think.
Now, we're off on a crazy tangent here, but this dude, I couldn't watch it because of the fucking mannequins, but this dude loved, what's the show? Got the detective guy. Night Stalker. Night Stalker. So Davis loved Mary Tyler Moore. There you go.
Yeah.
Davis loved Night Stalker. Now, he's like 2 years older than me, so he was able to watch it. I remember I watched it. It's so funny how some of these memories are so vivid. I remember I watched Kolchak. Yeah, I watched Night Stalker with him, and it's the episode where the mannequins came alive.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't do it. I was like 8 or something. I was out.
Yeah.
Not doing that. All right, so on to did we do number 3? I can't. Yeah, so try to engage your players with skill checks. perception checks, whatever your game, they're all different. So
And
whatever.
if they're not engaged, suddenly make them lose a lot of hit points.
there you go.
And they'll get engaged really, really quick.
Attribute checks, anything to kind of get
They'll
them.
throw their dice at you, a book or something like that.
Yeah, if you slaughter them, you'll get their attention. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Some great material in those shows of interest. Yeah, absolutely. And the Night Stalker,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that stuff's awesome.
Oh, okay. Speaking of which, seeding your adventure, Seeds for Adventure. Watch the old,
That
the
was
guy who,
Nightmare TV. Yeah,
Huh?
it was terrifying.
those old westerns, not Gunsmoke. Who was-
Wild West.
Okay, there's Wild West. There's the guy with the gun. He always
Oh,
went.
yeah. It's not Have Gun Will Travel. Or is it?
No, it is. I think
He
Have
had
Gun Will
the
Travel. Yeah.
short Winchester with the
Yeah.
big handle.
Yeah,
I think that's
okay.
Have Gun. The Rifleman.
Yeah, the Rifleman. That's it.
Yes, yes,
Okay, okay. So there's that. The Rifleman, and there are a few of them that are really, really, really good for setting up adventure. Or it'll give you a plot lines if you
Oh
want to follow.
yeah, you could mine those TV shows.
You can mine.
for-
And Louis L'Amour books
Oh
are
yeah.
also good
I
for
love Louis
mining.
Hondo's still one of my favorite
Yeah, I'm
movies.
trying to think of some of the others. That
Night Gallery. What is Night Gallery?
Oh,
I step away for a
that
few
was
minutes.
terrifying.
Retro gamer. I step away for a few minutes. I come back in Happy Days and 8 is enough. Just a typical
Okay.
trick to the trade.
Right. So
Yeah, that's
night,
about it.
so Night Gallery.
So I've never seen that. What is that?
Night Gallery was terrifying. Okay, so this is the one I remember, and I can remember it so clearly right now. There was something, they were in a house, and I don't remember the specifics of that, but there's something lived in the tree outside the front door of the house. And it was like a terrifying scene. It was so scary for me as a child that to this day, I can get nervous walking underneath a big oak tree late at night, and I start
that's
to hear
awesome.
something I don't hear. But that's how much that show terrified me.
Oh wow, this is. There's
Yeah, that's
three-
a really good.
Yeah, it's Rod. I've never heard of it. It's Rod Sterling. I guess a spinoff of Twilight Zone.
Yeah, spin-off of Twilight Zone.
1970s.
But that's a good one to mine for like a horror type thing. It's difficult to do horror in. Or I've always found it difficult to do horror in games.
Out. Very cool. Yeah, look at that.
But all those shows are good for mining ideas, plot lines, and stuff like that. I can't think of any modern ones that do this.
Well, now there's a lot. I think you and I missed.
But I probably missed one.
There's like American. I haven't seen it. Ellis, who does our videos,
Uh-huh.
she loves that show. She got Pete to watch it with her one night. The American Horror Story or something. There's probably a lot on
There's
like
probably a lot I
Netflix and
haven't
whatnot
seen,
that
I
are
just
out
don't
there.
see.
You don't get in front of the TV anymore.
No, I don't watch TV hardly. I watch The Expanse.
Expanse is a fantastic show. I watch as much TV as I can get. Anytime I have. I'm actually watching the entire
No,
X-Files
the
right now.
Boys. I watch The Boys.
Wait.
That's the superheroes. Dude, you
Oh, I haven't
watched
seen that.
Oh
I
my
need to
God,
watch
that's
that. I
good.
need to-
Yes. Anyway, go ahead. All right.
All right,
next.
so yes, this is like nostalgic lane. GM Tricks of the Trade, nostalgic lane. It's all good. It's all good. You also loved that show, and I loved it too. But man, you loved that Space 1999.
Oh, Space 1999. I really loved.
I was a
that
Star
good.
Blazers guy. I love
Yeah.
Star Blazers.
Now, Star Blazers was good, and the re-release was really, really good.
I didn't do this science fiction that much. I didn't care for who's the beep bop boop boop beep, the clock on the chest or something. It's kind of robot. Star Buck Rogers.
Oh, Buck
Yeah.
Rogers in the 21st century.
He had that stupid little
Yeah.
robot with the stupid little clock.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
dumb.
I can't do that stuff.
And the pet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night Gallery, Twilight Zone are good for horror plots. Yep, Star Blazers theme song. I can still remember it. Heck yes,
Yeah.
Statler.
Star Blazers, yeah.
I used to get off the bus and run to get home to see that because it came on like at 3:30.
Oh,
the
yeah.
bus let out at like 3:15.
Yeah, because see, we didn't have DVDs, DVRs,
Oh, yeah, none of
LBCs,
that
BBBs, or whatever the
None of that
internet
crap.
nothing. When we grew up, we actually
So
literally.
it's Twiggy.
Hmm?
Twiggy is that stupid robot.
Yeah.
That's what Johnny Nomad says. Yeah, I couldn't. I like serious stuff. Someone asked me. Jason Vey and I were talking. So Jason Vey's author of Amazing Adventures, all this stuff. And we were talking about this the other day. He's a huge Star Wars fan. He loves Star Trek, but he's a huge Star Wars fan. I like both franchises, but when it comes to what I really like, it's Alien.
Alien is, yeah,
I
Alien
want
I
it
like better.
gritty, realistic. Well, I like The Expanse. It's gritty,
Gritty,
it's
yeah.
realistic, it's a little terrifying, whatever.
That's why I say,
Do we need to get
that's
back on-
what that is.
Do we need to get back on subject, Chuck?
I thought there was a chicken out the window.
I did too.
That's why I got up and looked. I was like, damn chicken's out the window.
All right, so some people like Buck Rogers, some people like Dr. Pepper. There you go. Twiki was the Buck Rogers robot. He was voiced by Mel Blanc. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, some people love that stuff. I just couldn't do it. And that stupid owl and
Perseus.
Yeah, that robot owl and that stupid. What is it? What's this? Clash of
Jason and
Titans.
the Argonauts.
Clash
Oh,
of
Clash of Titans. is- okay.
Jason the Argonauts is badass. Okay, so let's move to number 4. We've talked about engaging your players. Let's that you don't have a nuke from the orbit option. Yeah, really, that was a great
Don't
scene.
ask anyone to marry you at the table.
That's,
We're not talking about that type of engagement. Yeah, that's a
All right, Chuck.
that's
Let's
a subcategory.
let's roll on to number 4. Okay, my notes don't work. I don't know what it says. Used terrain. It says my note says used terrain to learn the system, but it's terrain. Okay, so this actually boils down to something I do all the time, and I do this a lot at conventions and stuff like that, where I'm trying to introduce people to Castles and Crusades, and of course that's our game of choice here. But if I want to introduce them to the game, and this works for any mechanic you're using, like put them in a situation where there's terrain. Monsters are too deadly, and you have too little control over what's going on. But with crossing a river, climbing a cliff, getting up into a tree to see terrain, whatever it is, use the terrain, and that way they're going to make multiple attribute checks. Getting into the tree, balancing on the branch, seeing something. You've got 3 attribute checks or skill checks or whatever system that you're using, so using terrain to introduce someone to a system or to engage them even is a great way. If you're losing your players, just have them come across a bog that they got to cross, and suddenly they've all got a challenge and they're rolling dice. Try not to get their equipment wet.
Yeah, and the terrain thing. Yeah, no, I didn't thought about that. And it has the advantage too. Although we should discuss the one that I did poorly, but it has the advantage too of engaging all the players at once.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yes,
you got
You
it.
can bring in all the players at once.
It's one of the reasons that, like, if I have a group of 5 new players at the table,
Mhm.
there was a 90% chance that I'm going to do a river crossing.
Yeah, that was a pretty
Because there's just so many checks, and I got so
Yeah.
much control.
Yeah.
If they fail their first swim check, have them do another. They don't have
Yeah.
to drown.
Right. Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay, you got sucked under.
Well,
you
I didn't
took
say
it.
anything.
Well, it's a little different depending on the world. But they take in a little water, come back up, make another check.
Right.
And then they start to learn the system, and they're kind of, deciphering all of it. It's just using terrain is just a great way of doing it. And as you know, somewhere Davis and I did a video where Davis was trying to climb a hill with a bunch of equipment on.
Yeah.
It's challenging.
It's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's challenging. If any of you have been in the service, or if any of you have been hiking, the terrain can kick your butt in a heartbeat. You know this. You've been hiking all over the place. How's it going, 42? Late to the double feature. Yeah, we've mostly been talking about Happy Days and the expansion.
Yeah. I think about that too. Like.
Like that's more
all
like
the
it. Yes,
adventures,
exactly.
all the
Troller.
adventurers go out with this huge backpack, 500,000 pounds of equipment,
Armor.
and then they're like, "I'm going to climb this wall." I'm like, "No, you're not."
And there's a great scene in the movie 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐬. I'm pretty sure he falls. If you remember, he falls when Lancelot is fleeing. I guess he slept with Guinevere and he's been banished or whatever. I can't remember. And he's running and he gets pushed off the bridge or into the water.
Yeah. Oh, and he can't swim.
And he's sinking.
Yeah.
And he's taking his armor off. And it's a great scene that kind of just shows you that's him making attribute check after attribute check after attribute check to get the armor off so that he doesn't die. It's just terrain is absolutely. It's the unsung hero of, just like NPCs, that a lot of GMs just don't use nearly enough. Why is there a chicken on the screen? Virtual Wizard. Well, it happens sometimes.
What, is there a chicken on the screen?
He maybe needs some lag or he's checking it out. I don't know what's going on. But there.
Oh, my.
We didn't see the chicken, so Chuck has returned. The chicken has returned. Troll Lord Games and the chicken. The chicken is there to judge you. It's just staring into your soul. Parsifal, yeah. So it's Parsifal who falls off. There you go, Chuck. It's Parsifal who falls into whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a great scene. Man, 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐬's a good movie. I watched that not too long ago. The chicken is there because we needed the eggs. Let me tell you, Savage, there's eggs all over this farm. Those chickens are laying eggs.
I know.
Oh my God! What were they in the other day? A box.
Yeah, a box. They just wander out of the box in the garage, crawl in it, lay some eggs.
It's just eggs everywhere. It's hilarious.
Yes.
So we got lots of eggs.
And I even found a few out in the yard. They just sit out in the yard and just lay eggs and walk
I was kind of
away.
hoping one to lay an egg on the desk. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of. Until you had to clean it up.
Well,
No, I don't know. I think they come out pretty clean. Doesn't really matter.
Just fry it up.
Just
and
eat them.
Can you just eat it? Right? It's just good to eat.
Yeah, you can eat them fresh. I mean, you can eat them raw. They're
Yeah,
sealed.
Zane, our older brother, used to do that shit. You remember that? He used to put raw eggs in a glass and drink that. God, it's gross. And it adds a lot of fun to the game. Yes, terrain. You cannot sing terrain enough.
Yeah.
It gives you descriptive text, gives you attribute checks, it engages players, and like you said, it engages all the players.
Yeah.
And terrain's just great. Whether you're underground or overland, it doesn't matter. It's that kind of party, yeah. Troll or chicken party. The chicken needs a leather cap.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And Savage knows that fresh laid eggs are the best. There you
Yes,
go.
they are. Oh my. Yes, no. Fresh laid eggs. When you go out there and get them in the morning and cook them right away, they are really, really. I was unaware of how good they were.
And didn't you say they were rather irritated when you were taking their eggs?
Yeah, I was taking their eggs.
Like, what are you doing?
When I first took them, the one attacked me. It kept paying at me. I was like,
Don't eat my babies.
Don't eat my babies.
Great. I like some scrambled eggs. I do. All right, so let's move on from happy days to scrambled eggs. Let's meander into the fifth
And eating babies.
Eating babies. Let's go to the fifth trick of the trade. All right, so this just kind of ties into almost everything we're talking about. The trick of the trade was make them roll as often as possible. And one of the things that I talked about in this one, essentially, I don't know what it is, what mystical thing dice rolling does for all of us, but we have lots of dice. When they hit the table, it's one of those things. I don't like diceless systems.
No, I don't like diceless systems either.
And I remember
whatever.
They're good systems, but just not for me.
Yeah.
And that for a very short period, you did all the rolling behind the screens.
Yes.
And that just kind of took.
No, that didn't work.
No, it just takes kind of something about rolling that dice.
I went experimental for a while, and I took all the dice rollings, and they never rolled a hit, never rolled any damage, and I just used descriptive text to explain what was happening. But that didn't last long.
Todd didn't like it at all.
Yeah,
Todd really likes to roll dice, and I was okay with it, but it really wasn't my cup. There's just something about dice. There's just
it's a sense of gambling. Yeah.
I think that's what it is, and I don't know,
chance taking something.
The chance.
Risk.
I don't know. It's very interesting.
Controlled.
It is a magical effect, even for those watching another player. It is. There's something about.
And when you roll that one particular roll that you're.
Yep. You do the natural 20. It happened in the game when I was with Jim Ward. When Jim Ward was running the game the other day at 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐜𝐿.
Uh-huh.
No, at GaryCon, and I'd already died 3 times. The one what's her name, Bonnie, saved me twice. Well, I died twice. I went on to die 3rd time, but Beast rolled a natural 20 at the perfect time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It changes the whole thing. So, there's something about dice. So whatever you can do, whatever system you're running, skills, attribute checks, initiatives, whatever, get them rolling dice. It's one reason I don't like a lot of games call for one initiative roll, and you keep your initiative roll.
No, I don't like that either. No. I like it all messed up.
Yeah.
Sort of confusing. It adds that sense, for anyone who's been in a fight.
Oh, yeah, the chaos.
The absolute utter chaos of a fight. Unless, I guess, if you're an MMA fighter, apparently they don't.
Even then, I'm sure it's a lot.
I'm sure it is.
It's just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
But they sure look like they're in control.
Yeah.
I guess
but you got 2 people in control. So.
Right, yeah.
But, the dice just have this magical effect. Just get them rolling dice as often as you possibly can. I love my dice. The math rocks are magic, and will turn everyone into dice goblins. There you go. There's another system I was reading that had the players roll everything. If they got attacked, they had to roll to not get hit. If they attacked, they rolled to hit, etc. The GM didn't need to touch the dice. Not sure how. That's the other side that we've talked about this before, Commander Pete. That's taking too much control of the story away. I don't like the dice to control everything. That's why I fudge rolls all the time. Yeah. If the dice mess the story up too much, I'll change it, because I'm not talking about killing a character or not killing a character, though that's part of it. It's just in general, I don't want the dice to have control of the entire story. And if you go
that right, no,
it's all a game of chance.
Yeah,
everything's a game of chance. It's one reason I strongly believe in screens and rolling stuff behind, which is we having no screens for sale for almost a year is a travesty. Yeah. I tried I tried the fixed initiative, and it loses the excitement that rolling for initiative brings. And that's right. Heard that's exactly what it is. If you do a fixed initiative and say the round lasts 10 times, everyone gets to roll once. If you do a non-fixed and it's 10 rounds, everyone gets to roll 10 times. Yeah. So you got 6 players, 60 dice rolls as opposed to 6. It's just it's just better all the way around. And whoever mentioned it, there is something about even watching someone else roll. There's just
especially I don't remember. So this was one of the best dice rolls because we were all sitting at the table, bated breath, waiting for Sarah to roll that dice.
Oh yeah. Okay. On 𝐓𝐫𝐤𝐿.
Yep. So Kent's game had been running for 20 years. Now I was only in on the last 4 years of it. I think 4 years, but all 20 years have been building to this one point, one encounter. 20 years it took to get there. And this is like real life years of playing. And then we're all dying.
Oh yeah, you were getting annihilated.
We were getting absolutely,
Oh, yeah.
all the characters were
They
going
were,
to be dead.
basically, it was the ultimate moment. Really, I'm
Yeah.
like, it should say penultimate should be the ultimate.
Yeah.
but the ultimate moment where they're fighting Unclar the Dark.
Right. It's the ultimate moment where we're finding 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐝 to banish him from air.
Yeah.
And we were getting obliterated. And we are all pretty much hung up, except Sarah had which sword?
She had Decipero.
Decipero. And she had to roll a natural 20.
And she'd already missed like 8 times.
Yeah, and she had missed and missed and missed. So we were all giving up. And I was actually 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐝. I was playing 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐝, who was...
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was actually trying to
Demon
figure out a
prince.
way to get out at that point because he figured death was
Mac
coming.
was already extracting. Todd was dead, I think.
I think Todd was dead. I think Chris was dead.
I think so.
And
It was bad. And Sarah was mangled. She
wasn't going
mangled.
anywhere. So Mac was just planning to get out, and I was planning to get out. And then Sarah had that. She couldn't leave or whatever, so she took Decipero and decided to attack.
Well, she'd already attacked him quite a few times. She just kept missing.
She just kept missing, but there was
she needed a natural 20 to hit him. His armor class is whatever, a gazillion.
Right,
whatever
yeah.
It was.
And she said, we'll take this roll. And we knew we were down to our last few rounds. And she sat there, and every one of us were sitting there staring at the dice, knowing that she needed either a 19 or 20 to
I think
hit.
it was a 20. Honestly,
I think it was a natural 20. But she sat there and took 2 years for that dice to roll. But it came up a natural 20. And so
That was it.
that's the...
She split the horn god, drove him from the plane, and it was a sudden... I thought it was over. I thought it was over. It was weird. The long campaign was done.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I baited you into attack. You all decided to attack Unclar. You thought you had it going, but it didn't work how you wanted. It was crazy. Yeah. So dice. Absolutely.
Yes, they can. They can go the other way too.
That is one thing I like in CNC. Initiative every round. What do we do here? No one knows what will happen next. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. I don't like needless rolling, and my character is high strength. I can easily do things that a wizard can't. Yeah, I agree for you too. But if you need to get to engage, just have them. Man, I keep cussing. Have them roll something. I'm okay with rolling one set of initiative rolls for combat. I want to keep it moving. That is the reason that a lot of people do that, so they don't have to. They know what's coming.
Especially if you have a whole lot of players. Yeah. It's easier if you just have 4 players do that, but if you have a whole lot, you know.
It's always preference. Even if I have a lot, I have everybody rolling.
But we're not saying, and we're not sitting here saying this is what you have to be doing to play right. No, you can do however you want to make your game move the direction you want it to move. And that thing about
Phantom's key there is to keep it moving.
To keep it moving.
Whatever you need to do to keep that combat round rolling.
Because a combat can also get tedious. Oh, yeah. You know, if it starts going wrong and you're just sitting there, D20, D20 dice roll, then you want to move it. So
how do you feel about players requesting to roll certain checks on their own? Like, can I roll a perception check right now, or could I roll a nature check? I love it.
Anytime they want.
Yeah, because then they're actually paying attention and they're actually engaging. And it is rare that I will say. Now, they may not have a chance of actually seeing anything, but that doesn't matter. I absolutely love it. So Chad Skiles, absolutely. And it minimizes abuse of knowing the round order coming up. Yeah, that's part of the fixed initiative. Individual initiative from everyone every round, the only way we're meant to play. There you go, Lord Delius. I have no problem with that. He's talking about Chad Skiles, but they can expect to find a lot of nothing if they don't have a reason to make it.
There's a lot of like it's some odd like sometimes a player will get it in their head that there's something out there.
Oh yeah,
because something something that CK has said. I can't remember who would do that to me. I would just say something odd or whatever, and you do it in your game too. So you'd say something, and we fixate.
Yep.
And we're like, oh, there's got to be something there. Got to be something there.
He said that word. The GM said that word.
Yeah, he said that word. That's the key. And it's like nothing. What? But the useless rolls thing, like sort of the pointless rolls.
I just got here watching with the chicken. So we're up on Davis's farm, and he's got these chickens that are just all over the place, and they're just hilarious. They've been
I'm getting peacocks.
Oh, good God.
I'm getting like 2
peacocks.
You know
how loud those things are?
I don't care. That my neighbors have to deal with it.
You're like a mile away, so you're pretty good on that one, I guess. Those peacocks will get killed by the mountain lion in a heartbeat.
I don't care.
Well, that's up to them. That's survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Sounds like a fun time. And I also have a whole lot of players. Wait, I missed something. Phantoms. Oh, wait. I also have a whole lot of players. Yeah, my normal games are usually between 7. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, fixed initiative will help move things on. Why do I feel that if initiative bogs down a play, someone is doing it wrong? It just depends though, because it depends on what system you're playing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them
it's
have,
system
you know, you're going to
dependent.
add dexterity checks, and everybody's got to refigure stuff. It kind of depends. It gets kind of crazy.
Yeah, I designed. Yeah, no, it can get out of hand. And I
Especially
designed this floating initiative system one time where it was just anyway.
Well,
I
and
had to have a chart to keep track of initiative.
you love charts.
Yes.
Merd points out, especially when players are not ready for their turn, that can, yeah, absolutely. Because then if they're not paying attention, they're on their phone, that cursed device that's just changed the way we all game. Let's see. Okay, so Lord Dalius understands the chicken now, the importance of the chicken. I don't know, is it still on the... Yeah. That's awesome.
It'll be a permanent fixture.
When
I'm
you-
going to get a cow next week. And we'll put a cow up there.
When you're dealing with tracking 7 to 9 characters. And potentially just as many mobs, it's easy to have a game about. You know, there's a whole lot. For those of you new to the stream, I've done a good 10 GMTTs on combat, well, 5, and then a bunch of mixed stuff. Check back on the Patreon account. We talk about combat a lot, how to get it, keep it going forward, and things you can do, because bogging down at combat will wreck all kinds of things.
Yeah.
How's it going, Chupa? Let's see. Roads to Admit. Oh, yeah, we got a Kickstarter going on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so real quick, for those of you new to the stream, if you could give us a follow, we sure appreciate it. We are here every Tuesday I'm here every Tuesday from 4 to 5, and every Thursday 4 to 5. Davis will be joining us off and on. One of the things we're doing today is testing the new setup on his internet to see if we can't stream from where he is. So it looks like it's working.
Yeah, so
we can do this?
We can do is like split screen this.
Chuck will make panels, so there will be like you will be here and I'll be here.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So we're doing a little bit of jumping around up here. So give us a follow if you can, and thanks for everybody for showing up, hanging out. It's cool. We absolutely love it, and we're going to start doing a little bit more that's not just GMTT where you're on.
We'll do shuffle dances.
Davis will do some shuffle dances. You've done a few TikTok dances, like 3 of them.
Yeah, I did some TikTok.
They're somewhere out there. We need to dig those up, Chuck, and throw them up everywhere. But yeah, thanks everybody for showing up. And real quick, we've got a Kickstarter. There it is, linked, going on. Roads to Adventure, Player's Handbook, 8th printing, the Adventure Spellbook, and the Player's Archive. And that thing blew up immediately. We've unlocked 6 stretch rewards already, or 5, I can't remember. And we've got more stuff coming down the pipe. An adventure by Jim Ward, we think. We got to kind of finalize that with Jim. And then we've got a special edition of the Crusader that we're going to do. It's some great stuff coming out for this Kickstarter, so definitely check it out.
So if you know anyone that's been thinking about getting into it, or whatever, they're just rolling into it and need to get the books, the Kickstarter is the way to go.
Oh yeah, it's going to be cheaper, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's going to be cheaper. They're going to get a lot more stuff out of this Kickstarter rather than just like, and I shouldn't say this, ordering straight from the TLG store. Do the Kickstarter, because you're going to get so much more.
And the Player's Handbook is for free right now. Go to the Kickstarter, you can download it and see what you're getting.
Yeah. Let everyone know. The Player's Handbook is absolutely free digital.
Over 40,000 or 50,000. I think it's 50,000 downloads so far.
Yeah, just like let everyone know so they know what they're getting into before they even buy it. I've always liked that idea.
I see. Chad Skiles, do you use a certain system to keep track or an ever-changing initiative just on a notepad? I just do it round by round. I like to kind of change it up each round, so I have everybody roll, and I just keep it in my head. I've rolled a 4. What do you, Todd? You go first. Da 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 da.
That and you have to trust the players to help you with that. When you have multiple players.
No, I got missed. Yeah.
Right.
Now, if it's a big combat and there's like multiple monsters fighting multiple characters, I always start at my right. Always do. And there's a couple of things that I'll shake that up. One of them, and this is another trigger that trades. One of my favorite things to do. So I'll do from right to left every game, until occasionally I'll say, okay, Davis, I need you to roll initiative. And Davis is like normally the 4th, and everyone immediately is like, wait a minute, what? Why aren't we doing right to left? What's going on? So it's just this great little thing to kind of trip things up. But yeah, generally in my head.
Oh, there's a good little trick right there. There's the chickens that are down by the pond.
There's something, what would you say? There's no ticks left to eat.
Yeah, there's no ticks left to eat. So.
Let's see, the players, my friend, they often need electrical prodding to move their collective axis. There you go. Trick of the trade number 6, get yourself an electric cattle prod.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, morale did not improve while the flogging continued. You got to do what you got to do. Merd, thanks for the fact. Yeah, it's after 5, so we're about to wind down here. It's about time to find some food for me. We've been moving furniture all day. The chicken dance there, you can do a TikTok chicken dance.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the stream. Thanks, Commander, for showing up. We sure appreciate it. If at the table I use wooden cloth pens on my screens with the character names virtually, I'll use tent cards. Oh, that's a great idea with character names on my screen in front of the camera. That's a fantastic idea. That's a really good idea. Davis is tearing his clothes off. It means it's time to wind this up. Always enjoy hearing this advice, chatting about. Thanks for coming by, Chat Skiles. Very much appreciated. And yeah, that's just a great idea Lord Dalius has there. It's an amazing set of books on the Kickstarter. Yeah, check the Kickstarter out if you could. And even if you don't back it, please share it with all your friends. Let's just spread the word around. Just out of curiosity, in CNC, do all enemy mobs go on the same initiative roll? It depends on kind of what I'm doing. If it's like a zombie horde, but generally speaking, I try to break up whatever group. Like if I have 20 orcs attacking the party, then I'm going to do each individual initiative starting in the right, and my orcs that are fighting character 1 get an initiative. My orcs that are fighting character 2 get an initiative. And I'll end up doing like 2 people simultaneously as I'm wrapping up the round with character 1. I'll start the round with character 2. So that there's no real slow in the flow. So character 2 will be rolling initiative while I'm telling the first character that he's taking damage. It kind of just speeds stuff up a little bit. It gets a little choppy sometimes. Of course not. I understand that more players will complicate things. I've encountered very few problems. Let's see. I pass an index card around and have the players write down their initiatives. Goes faster for me. There you go. That's what you were mentioning earlier. Yeah. Anything that you can do so that, and the upshot of all of this, and some of you guys are kind of disagreeing whether you should do fixed initiative or not. That's not really the point. The point is whatever you need to do as a GM to make the combat round go forward. If fixed initiative works for you, do it. If they don't really work for me, I do the kind of free-flowing, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, round it's sort of open. Yeah.
Whatever it's called. The key to all of it is make sure your combat round is constantly moving forward as fast as you can so you don't lose anyone. Because we all know, you all have GM'd a lot. You know as soon as you lose someone, they're going to pick this thing up.
Yeah, especially now, there's a lot of distractions.
And then they're done. If they get to TikTok, they're going to say, hey, check this TikTok video out.
Right, yeah.
And then the whole table's all over. I'd rather be able to concentrate more on describing the action and figuring out whoever his basic characters are. Yeah, that's the thing. It's how you can get that game going. Oh, and I had a question about the Kickstarter add-ons. If I add, say, Monsters and Treasures for 45, does that come with come with the PDF as well? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'd have to check the Kickstarter. I'm not really sure. I don't believe it does, but we do have the Monsters and Treasures, an older version that you can download for free. But I'll check with Tim and see where we are on that. And we'll put that up. So in fact, thanks, Az. And I wouldn't deign to tell you how to seek out your games players. There you go. Thank you, Lord Dalius. That's what we're all here to do, is just help each other out. There goes the chickens.
Oh, yeah.
These chickens are pretty
Yeah, there's no real right. You don't even have to use initiative, to be honest. I mean, you can skip that whole process if you want to and just run the combat as you see fit, action to action.
The key is to just keep people engaged.
Which, yeah, because I dropped, it's to keep people, I dropped initiative for.
Well, you took the dice behind the screen.
Yeah, I took complete control just to control the narrative of the game. And then there was a time where even I did let people roll the dice, which sounds really crazy. Now that I see you're actually enunciated, that sounds like insane.
You're a very controlling DM in a good way. It's not. I mean, I fucking love in your games. I always have. I always die constantly. I got to quit cussing on the stream, but. Davis likes to. He comes from a Rollmaster background. He played D&D forever. When Rollmaster came out, he switched.
Yeah.
I never did. The charts bored me. I'm not a big chart fan though. I did like Ardu and Gomorrah. They had some good charts in there.
Oh yeah, Ardu and Gomorrah.
It's good stuff. So Davis kind of blends his Rollmaster love with the whatever D&D type CNC type games are. I don't know what those non-chart related level. I don't know.
I have no idea what. There's a mishmash of Warhammer, Rollmaster, and
I don't know what it is. And maybe it's a classic.
It's just our game.
I don't know.
That's how we play our game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pulled initiative away entirely and just used the narrative of the game, or the narrative that everyone had to describe what they were doing, and I allowed that to carry forward.
And that's a good way. The only problem I ever had with that approach to it is people who don't like Mark Sandy never liked that stuff.
Yeah. No, Mark hated it. So
when we ever asked Mark, and now I'm not bad mouthing Mark. Mark's a great player. He really is. Put a riddle in front of him and he's got it.
Oh yeah, he's a great player.
I love playing with Mark. But like when you have him describe his character, brown pants and a brown shirt and a brown cloak.
Oh yeah, no. Well, here's
he was like red against the brown.
Yeah, no. And here's a good idea, and I just bear this in mind, especially as the CK, the person running the game. You may enjoy doing something a certain way, or you may like prefer it or whatever. You cannot be wedded to it.
No,
the character, the players are the ones that this is incumbent on every CK is to entertain the players.
Yeah.
That's it. Well,
It's not it, but I mean that's a
nah,
huge
that's
part of it.
part of it. I mean, you have to
engaging
enjoy it too.
Yeah,
but,
That's one of the we talk about it in some of these tricks of the trade that he was a brown shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn Nazis! Damn Nazis get everywhere. Mark's descriptions are always funny, but I mean it's one of those things we talk about in other tricks of the trade is that GMs are there to have fun too. You can't just. But at any rate, yes, Sorrow's Tale gave us 200 bits. Thank you so very much for that, and he cheered for a total of 200. Surely do appreciate it. Well, we're a little bit over, which is okay. We got to visit with some chickens. We're going to wrap up here. I think we're good to stream from this high mountain hill here in Arkansas. So we're going to get Davis on more of these streams. And he and I will start doing some together that aren't GM's Tricks of the Trade. It's just us talking about Troll Lord Mess or whatever. And
history.
We'll go from there. We could do a history.
How to bring like
brown shirts into a stream.
Yep.
Lord Dalius just did it. All right,
did the brown shirts wear brown shirts? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, their uniform was brown with they wore the belt across. I can't remember. It's been too long since.
Were there black shirts?
Fonzie jumped in. There you go. Holy cluck! Fonzie jumped in. Yeah, we literally were all over the board today. We were just for the win.
Next time we
Lord Dalius.
We will stay on topic, on point next time.
That's never going to happen. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for showing up for the stream. And we will, Chuck, I guess you've got to sign off. I'm not doing anything this time. So there you go. Chad Skiles, thanks a lot. Do not let your topics run so afoul. There you go. He wins. Thanks, Phantom. Phantom's going to come back and bomb us again. All right, and Lord Lucid Macabre, thanks for the description. Very, very much appreciated. Everybody, we sure appreciate it. It's a lot of fun, and I'll be back on Tuesday. I don't know if Davis will be with me or not, but I'll be back on Tuesday at 4 o'clock for Ask Me Anything. And please check out the Kickstarter and throw it around. All right, Chuck, we're turning it over to you.
Good night, everyone.
All right.
Thanks for coming. GM Tricks Trade.
Yes, thank you very much for coming.
His out thing.
Oh, sorry.